Pan Am is a community of people that pushes you to do all of the things that you originally would think we can't do that.
To drive a drone for over a mile.
Wearing goggles, in a moving car, going like 80 miles an hour and then trying to fly this thing.
How are we going to get into
The real locations where all of this took place?
It's a continuous take.
And as soon as we hit record and we start going, we're not stopping till the next day.
We did this with no budget.
And there's supposed to be these ferocious dogs.
Yeah, there was for sure a global pandemic.
Nursing homes were the front line of danger.
And the motorcycle's got to go from about 0 to like 100.
Yeah, I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
This is it. We only had one go at it, and we're all just like,
3,
okay.
2, 1.
if you're part of Pan Am, you just know that that's what you're going to do.
So I forget until I talk about it. I'm like, there was so much stuff. I'm like, it really was crazy. I guess the only way I can describe it is in the past with our film group is we often try to do the thing that we shouldn't do.
And it's scary to commit to that, but it is so liberating and energizing and exciting to be able to just say, well, that's nearly impossible, but we know that come a week from now, we'll be talking about how we did it.
So this was an amazing project to be part of. I never thought I would be able to make a movie with my closest friends, and I don't know, just thinking about that gives me goosebumps right there because these are people who I've been hanging out with for years.
The inception of Pan Am would have been period piece.
Split screen, ride of your life, the used cars commercials, of course, Eyes Like Mine, To Have and to Hold, Naked Dad, Opossum. I think that's all of them.
After Opossum was when we decided we needed to take it a step up. We needed to really get involved with what we've always wanted to do, is make a feature. Of course, everybody was on board. Mother's Day was born.
But to put together a whole 2-hour movie in a summer using basically equipment that we can get our hands on, like we had no budget and everybody was just so passionate about this project.
How do you make a feature with no budget?
What was the question?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I think Pan Am does differently is that we all have unique backgrounds of just non-set life. So in the sense of not traditional filmmaking, so in a good way. A lot of people just aren't around big sets, and so we've acclimated to how we think a story should be told or how we think a set should be run versus what Hollywood tells us or what the norm tells us. One, it gives everyone a voice, and then two, it also gives it a quicker, leaner approach.
At our biggest, we were 10 to 15 people, and at times there was camera tests where it was me, Megan, and Cole. 3 people who were really making this thing happen.
It's much more grassroots, but still with not sacrificing the story, which is the most important, but without adding superficial elements of just everything that a set can bring. That's what I think Pan Am does very well and is unique at.
Everyone's there voluntarily, so what unifies us is a common vision and the understanding that if we do work together and pull weight, we can move something bigger than ourselves.
It's a morphing group depending on the project.
Right now, what that is having this collective space where we can come and create stories that are both meaningful and fulfilling to us.
To create, to learn, and to just be friends.
I have been a stay-at-home mom and caregiver for 4.5 years. And so to be around like-minded individuals was really encouraging to me. And I got to share, what was on my heart and what I would like to do, what I used to do, and to realize oh my goodness, I'm around people who want to do the same thing.
just about every single person that's involved in the group has a deep love for this city.
Go Bills.
So because of that, we don't want to go anywhere else to shoot our films.
Buffalo is more than just my home. I mean, honestly, it feels like maybe a big brother who tragically passed away, and now I need to defend his name, like, to the grave, and I'll fight anybody, you know? And all it is I recognized Buffalo as like a treasure and an underdog that people like Forbes would easily like kick to the curb. And I don't think we should give up so easily on these things, and I'm gonna do everything I can to nurture it and take advantage of the city that it is. It's great.
It's not just an emotional thing, because there's so much the city has to offer and this area has to offer with locations and buildings and just the spirit of the community. When you're shooting here, people rally around.
I don't think anyone at Pan Am expected the fundraising to go as well and as quickly as it went.
We've reached our goal. We've surpassed our goal.
Thank you so much.
So how does one make a feature film by themselves? They don't, they won't, they can't. A community can make a film by themselves, but not a person. And I think that's what Pan American Film Division does so well, is it is a community, and then that community can touch one other ring of a community, at least at first, especially in this situation when we couldn't even fundraise.
With everything that happened in 2020, we had to cancel not one, but two really important fundraisers.
And literally almost everyone on the team decided to work for free, to volunteer their time to tell this story, which is amazing.
You do it because it's for the people. You do it for the people that are involved with it, because they need you.
Even though it was the most I've ever worked or hardest I've ever pushed myself or stretched myself thin or pulled favors. It's been a crazy, crazy day. Crazy day. I never felt like I wanted to complain, because it was just all connected with the core of what I wanted to do, and it just felt like such a nutritious experience. And honestly, every filmmaker should start, maybe a lot of artistic endeavors should start in this place. Do you have enough gumption to push this thing through, even when it's at its most raw and difficult? If it all falls apart, you need your passion, or you physically need to pick it up.
But I think it was good for us to see kind of the importance of money in some aspects of film.
To know that so much has gone behind the scenes and coming up and creating this movie, it's incredible. Like, movies aren't made this way.
I was like, ah!
For me, it's that opportunity, the outlet to be creative with my favorite people and just make beautiful things, tell stories. I love it.
Hello again. I'm Travis, the writer and director of Mother's Day. This movie was made by a group of volunteers. This was not a Hollywood budget, and we do not have a Hollywood marketing budget. You are literally the only way that people are going to discover this. So if you like what you saw, or you want to pass this along to anybody, please feel free to share it, spread the word. And if you feel so inclined to give a donation to the team that did this by themselves for over 2 years, you can go over to panamericanfilms.com. Usually only about 1% of the people who see messages like this will actually go and donate. But we would really appreciate you specifically. If you would be the one who takes action, we would really help to compensate the crew and the cast who worked over 2 years of their life to bring this to life for you for free. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and from Pan American Films, and from the hundreds of thousands of families that deal with this every day. Thank you.